Can you tell everyone your name?
My name is Thomas Hurley III.
Thomas Hurley III.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. What is it? What's your occupation? Like,
I work as an artist.
an artist? Like,
I work in a couple different art fields, primarily painting pictures on canvas, the classic artist occupation.
okay.
I like to work a little in film and video. I like to do a little bit of costume work sometimes. Those things have lent me some jobs at different times. I went to school for painting, and I spend most of my time drawing and painting.
Okay. What kind of art do you consider it?
Well, it's classified as fine art, but today it's considered lowbrow modernism, because I paint what look like large cartoons, comic book characters.
Yeah.
That's considered lowbrow because it isn't the fine art of landscape painting or portrait work.
Lowbrow, what is it?
Lowbrow, just different than highbrow. Lowbrow meaning current, modern, possibly graffiti art, street art, comic book art.
Really?
Yeah, they call it lowbrow pop, surreal.
Oh, pop.
Yeah, and my stuff doesn't get too surreal, but it is pop art.
What does surreal mean?
Surreal meaning dreamlike, not real.
That's cool.
Salvador Dali is a very famous surrealist. He, paints things that are not quite true.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Paint things that aren't true. Yeah.
So, where'd you learn how to do this? Like,
Painting?
yeah.
I started painting with crayons and coloring books, like a normal kid.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a cartoonist, not by trade, but he did that pretty regularly. I watched him draw cartoons of Henry Kissinger and Ronald Reagan in the 80s. As we were laying on the grandparents' floor watching TV, he would be drawing and doodling on top of the newspaper.
Yeah.
I could see that's where I picked up the bloodline talent, but I would just say mostly practice. And then, I went to college for a couple of years, for 4 years at the local art school, and learned a few things about color and form and some art theory and some art history and things that you can use. But by that point, I was 19 and 20 years old. I'd already been drawing and painting for most of my life. Academics was what I needed to learn.
So, when did you know that you wanted to be an artist?
Age 5, in Mrs. Hauger's kindergarten class at Hildur Pearson Elementary School.
Age 5?
I found out that there was a job called a photographer, that was a job you could have, just taking pictures of things, taking pictures of your friends, whatever, and I thought that was amazing that you could get paid to just take pictures. So I thought, I'm going to be a photographer. And though I am a painter, I do a lot of photography. I realize it's the same ambition. I'm trying to frame up a shot, create a piece of art. I really wanted a camera my whole childhood from age 5. I don't think I got one until I was about 13, 12 or 13, when I got a paper route and I could buy, the Kodak disc. 1985, 1986, I bought a Kodak disc camera and just took pictures of everything. Rocks, my driveway, my toys, my friends. I was obsessed with just creating pictures.
What age was this?
Well, I wanted the camera at age 5, so we're talking kindergarten. In elementary school, I had the idea that I would draw a bunch of pictures and set up a shop at the bottom of the driveway, try to sell them to cars that were driving by. Maybe 30 cents a drawing. A couple of my neighbors came by and bought some of my drawings.
Wow.
I think they were just being nice to the neighbor kid. But I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I knew that. Elementary school. 5 through 10, when you're really just...
And photography was the first inlet?
I heard that there were photographers that was a job. I didn't know that you could get paid for painting. You don't think about that as a job when you're doing finger painting. But when I heard about photography was an occupation, I thought, well, I would do that. No other job sounded interesting to me until I heard about that, being a photographer or maybe a journalist, like some sort of news photographer.
When did you decide that you wanted to actually paint, like, as a living?
18.
18?
16, 17, 18.
Like, what was your inspiration?
Maybe it was being turned on to psychedelia. in the 90s,
Oh.
being surrounded by friends and having a passion into art. But I think at that age, I was never calm enough or present enough to really work on a painting until I got older and wasn't playing so much.
Oh.
Does it answer the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a serious thing until I was 18 or 19, 16, 17, 18, 19. I know that's a lot of different numbers.
Yeah.
But that's in time in your life when you start thinking about yourself as an adult, I guess.
Being an artist, I mean, I'm an artist too, it's really hard to kind of like pay for, everyday expenses because it's so like sporadic when you...
Absolutely, especially being a self-serving, self-providing artist. It's not true. I do have an agency that I work for, but very little. A creative arts agency in Seattle. They send me some jobs. It's very rarely something that's fitting. Most of the time, I am scrounging up the jobs on my own.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm not selling my paintings, I do lend myself out to paint other things.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I get lucky and I do a little sign painting, a little store logo painting. There's a nice strip of stores in Paulsville that I did all 4 in a row. West Side Pizza, the Happy Hour Salon, the jewelry shop, I can't even remember the name. It's just a coincidence that there's 4 in a row there, but that makes me happy to see that I did that.
They're all right next to each other?
Yeah, they're right there at kitty corner from the Bank of America. Like, wow, all 4 of my logos right there.
That's awesome, dude.
So that keeps me busy. That pays bills,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to doing a little house painting in the summertime.
Oh, okay.
That helps pay bills too.
That's awesome.
Especially since it's literally painting.
Yeah.
I could spend 8 hours painting a house and then come home, and it's almost like you can't stop your arm from moving. You just come home, change clothes, and start working on a painting. Just take a deep breath and your arm just keeps going,
So, like, what do you find the most happiness in painting? Like if you could just do one type of artwork all day and just earn it off it, what's your ideal job?
I mean, I love being able to create a painting idea, sketching something out on a canvas, painting it at my own whimsy, and then allowing it to be seen by the public and having it be purchased to me through my PayPal. Boom, bam. That's a wonderful life. That's a great life. And I get to do that once in a while.
Yeah.
And, I strive to do that as much as I can. But even if I did that a lot, and when I do that a lot, I don't have a lot of interaction with other people, and I miss the creative groups, whether it's playing in a rock band or working on a small theater project, a play or a movie. It's like that camaraderie is fun. Being a people person makes being a solo artist a really lonely business because I really do like people.
Oh, yeah.
So even if that was my dream job and I could just stay home and do that all the time, I would definitely be a part of a club somewhere doing something.
Oh, okay.
Because I gotta have a little bit of both. What keeps me inspired in the chair to paint all night is probably the other side of the world.
Wow.
The other things that I do.
So that leads me into my next question. What makes you happy? Like, what things make you happy in life?
Succeeding makes me happy.
Succeeding.
I feel like I do reach success when I complete a painting.
Okay.
Every painting has a little bit of sacrifice as far as a compromise. Whether it's a little eyelash I couldn't get quite right, and if I try it one more time, I'm gonna have too much paint on the canvas, so there's a compromise there. So happiness is creating the best painting I can with the least amount of compromise. I mean, selling it makes me happy, but not as happy as getting it done right. Having an idea and actually seeing it completed. And that success makes me so happy.
But it's right in your own mind.
I think I create my own parameter. I mean...
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I create my parameters as to kind of what I want, like a scientist would have a goal to reach, like I'm looking for this. Let's see what it takes to get that. I'm okay with things changing halfway through a project. I have to create my parameters so that I know what I'm doing. But if things change, that's okay. I just want it to be... Some artists will say their favorite painting is the one that they sold for the most money, like whichever one was most successful.
Yeah.
What's my favorite song I've ever written? The one that sold the most records.
Yeah.
I understand what that means, you know, but there are a few in my mind that are my favorites, and they make me happy that I did them.
That's interesting. I know that you're successful in many ways with your art and with all the other things that you work on, and that's just because of you set these parameters for yourself that sets a higher bar for your expectations. But what qualities that you have that make you successful?
So yes, I think self-discipline and parameters are key into any sort of self-success. Yeah. You have to have a goal that you're looking to reach, or you wouldn't even know how good you were doing. You have to, I mean, if you can find something that you do that you love, you'll have an easier time staying in the chair doing it. So determination, just the ability to just stay at it even during the hard times. That's something I think I have, or I wouldn't be able to work on, say, a painting for 7 nights. Sometimes a painting is really fun for about 3 nights, and then the 4th, 5th, and 6th night, it's just like, there's nothing new to learn here, I just gotta finish this painting. The only joy left is to have it done. Yeah. The idea's right there on the page, it's just gotta get finished. You know, I can imagine that's what it's like when you design a house. It's like it's all about designing it, and building it is not as fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, am I lucky that I like to do what I do? Or did I...
Loving what you do.
Yeah, I mean, is it just that I lucked out and that I do what I love to do, or did I make that happen for myself? Well, maybe I was too stubborn to do anything else. I mean, I've certainly swept warehouses and bagged groceries in the past. But I wanted to take my steady hands and apply them to something a little more academic or a little more fine.
Yeah.
So,
Since you're older now, like you're what, 43?
Yeah, I wasn't sure today if I was 43 or 42. You just turned 43.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm 43.
You'll be 44 in November.
This November, 44.
Since you're older now, what is something you now realize about life? That
I didn't know when I was, say, 22?
Say, like, you're like, damn it, fucking, if I knew that earlier, I wouldn't feel...
I mean, what isn't to be said? A little bit of everything? That's something I wish I had a gut answer for. I can think of the tropes, the tropey answers, like, you know, take better care of your teeth. Yeah. You know, keep your friends close.
Yeah. I never heard that.
When you ask an old man on his dying bed, what do you wish you would have done? They always say, I wish I would have done more of what I wanted to do. Spent less time clocking in for the man. I swear to God, man, I do that every day. I do grow my hair long. I do stay up late and just paint pictures. So what I've learned, I mean, yeah, I had bad relationships. Yeah. I wish I would have thought less of them at the time. I wish I would have gave them less importance.
Whoa.
You know, because, I mean, I could think about playing baseball in elementary school, and it's like, geez, I should have been writing a script. What was I thinking? I had access to all these characters and these people. It's like, well, I wouldn't be who I was if I didn't stand there on the baseball field, freezing, losing every game.
Oh, wow.
I needed that character to get here.
Yeah.
And everybody says they don't regret a thing, you know.
Yeah. Make sure you are.
I spent a lot of time doing nothing, and you know, it's like that's time you can't get back.
Oh wow, yeah.
But at the same time, I am such a studio rat. I spend a lot of time in this room doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? In 20 years, I might say, "Geez, why didn't I spend more time with my friends? You know, they're off and they're whatever, not around anymore." I mean, I've mentioned friends twice.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, clearly that's something important to me.
That kind of leads me into the next question. Everyone has a way of life that they believe in, but I want to know what your meaning of life is. Like, and it's kind of a big question, and I don't expect you to come out with like super, like, super answer, but just like, what is your meaning of life? Like,
my meaning of life.
Yeah. What's your purpose?
I think I would. My purpose. Yeah. Okay, well that's a little bit different.
Well, your meaning of
there's what I think is the meaning of life.
Your meaning of life.
My meaning of life. I might have a different purpose than what is the meaning of life, but let me just answer it.
Okay.
I do think the meaning of life is to experience a realm of emotions.
Okay.
I think that because in the same way the giraffe really likes to eat the leaves on a tree, guess what? Giraffe, you have a really long neck. You get to eat the leaves on that tree. Is it a coincidence that works together? Seeing that there's other life on the planet, animals, or trees, the difference that I feel from them is that I am experiencing this different realm of emotions. Sometimes it's happy, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's nervousness. I haven't recognized that in other life forms. So it's almost like the bird that has a beak shaped just for the nut that it enjoys to eat. It either grew that beak to enjoy that favorite nut, or it chose to only eat that nut because that beak can only eat that nut. Because I have access to all these emotions, it's like that is the only purpose I can find in life, is to just maybe experience them all. And there's a couple of them, and I have my favorites.
Yeah.
Laughter would be what I think, if I had to choose my purpose, it would be to try to create something that's unique and original, or try to make somebody laugh.
Oh.
Which are two very different things. When you make something that's mysterious, unique, and different, you have a group of people talking about what it is you're looking at. Mm. What are they experiencing? Very possibly everybody's experiencing something different, especially when it comes to surreal art. Having different opinions does not bring people closer together, it actually separates them. But that can be exciting. But when you make people laugh, in order to laugh, you have to get it. And if you get it, you found a common ground.
Yeah.
And if there's a room full of people laughing, they're all getting it, which means you just brought everybody together. So if you can simultaneously make something mysterious and original and make them laugh, you are separating and bringing people together at the same time. That's exciting. A film does that when it's interesting and then funny, It's harder to do that with a piece of art. But that's what I like to do.
Well, people that buy your art get it, though, huh?
Yeah, and my art isn't so much funny, but clearly they get it, or at least they like being next to it.
Well, that was like one of the best answers to that question.
Oh, good. I'm glad I could answer.
What is some advice you'd give to a younger person that wants to kind of lead into the art industry? And what should they expect?
Probably get specific. Figure out what really makes you happy and just focus on it. That doesn't mean don't try other things. Absolutely try other things. When the time comes, figure out what you want to do. I feel like I could be a lot more successful if I just specialized in something. If I was just the guy that did the thing. Everything tastes so good. I want to try so many things. But I would say don't stop doing it. Just keep doing it. In fact, if you're working on a drawing for all day, on your next one, try doing it for 3 days. You're not done. You can be better.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. You have any short-term goals you're trying to achieve right now?
Yes, it's funny because every goal I get seems to get longer and longer. Where after you worked on an art project that takes a year, it seems like the only way to impress yourself is to do something even bigger and bigger. But yeah, I have a painting I'm working on right now that I hope to finish in 3 days. I have a bunch of photographs I want to import into my computer. That's going to be a night. I'm an avid house cleaner, so I know that tomorrow I'll probably do a little house cleaning. Those are all one-day goals, I'll tell you what, contacting old friends is the thing that haunts me at night. There's a list sitting by my computer that just says, right, Steve, see what's up. See what so-and-so's doing. But it's like, it's overwhelming. And then when you start making all these Facebook friends, it's like, It's somebody's birthday every day because you have 300 friends. So, hey, quick, get a card, do something. It's like, oh man, I know too many people to enjoy the ones I really want to know.
Yeah.
So short-term goals is just stay in touch.
Yeah. Any long-term goals?
Yeah. Sell a feature-length film. Okay. That would be amazing. I would love to do that. I'd love to write and produce something that was actually a full length. Oh. It's time-consuming and expensive. It takes a lot of heart. And I've made some short things, but I don't think I've ever really made a nice feature film.
Is there? I know we could talk a lot about all these other artistic things you do, but is there anything that you want to tell the audience about yourself that we missed?
Unique things are coming to mind, like how I've never had a cup of coffee and I don't drink beer, don't have a smartphone, I've never taken a selfie.
What?
These are just things I haven't done.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Well, I appreciate you sitting down and letting me come here.
Thank you. It was an honor. I love being a part of it.